Hi, and welcome to the Espresso English podcast, where you can improve your English in just a few minutes a day. My name is Shayna, and I'm the teacher at Espresso English. Make sure to visit the website espressoenglish.net, where you can get online courses and ebooks that will help you learn English even faster. Let's get started with today's lesson.
Let's learn and practice future tenses in English. We have a whole bunch of ways to talk about the future in English, including will and won't, going to, future continuous, future perfect, present continuous, present simple. Yes, you can use those to talk about the future in specific cases. Today, I'll explain which future tense to use in which situation, and I'll ask you to practice with me, so get ready. You'll definitely want to download the lesson guide so that you can review everything. Click on the link in the video description and enter your email address, and I'll send you the lesson PDF for free. Instead of explaining things tense by tense, I'm going to do it situation by situation, because in some situations we can use multiple tenses. So our first future situation is predictions, projections, and other ways of guessing or imagining the future. For these we use will or won't, or going to or not going to. There's no difference between them. You could say the economy will recover quickly next year, or the economy is going to recover quickly next year. That team won't win the game, or that team is not going to win the game. Some teachers claim that going to is more certain than will, and I think it's because we tend to use going to when we can easily see the evidence for our prediction. So when you see a very pregnant woman, you would say she's going to have a baby soon. When you see dark, cloudy skies, you could say it's going to rain. Also, in the case of first conditional sentences using if, we usually use will or won't. If you practice every day, your English will improve fast. If you don't study, you won't pass the test. Use it now. Write or say 3 sentences with will or won't or going to, predicting what is going to happen in the world during the next 10 years, let's say. Future situation number 2. For intentions, use going to. What's an intention? It's when you want to do something, but you have not taken any definite action yet. You can use going to, or other phrases for New Year's resolutions. I hope to, I'd like to, I'm planning to, I might, or I'm thinking of. For example, I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to read more books. I'm going to get out of debt this year. I'm going to start doing some volunteer work. Use it now. Write or say one thing you are going to do and one thing you are not going to do this year. Future situation number 3 is plans and arrangements. You can use 3 verb tenses. So plans and arrangements means you have already taken some action to make this plan a reality in the future. I'm meeting with Barbara tomorrow. I'm going to meet with Barbara tomorrow. Or I'll be meeting with Barbara tomorrow. Barbara and I have scheduled a time to meet, so the meeting will definitely happen. As you can see, there are 3 verb tenses that are commonly used. We could use going to. We're going to visit him next week. We could use the present continuous. We're visiting him next week. Or you could use the future continuous. We'll be visiting him next week. When we're talking about plans and arrangements, those 3 tenses are essentially the same. But when using the present continuous for future plans, we usually include the specific time in the future to avoid confusion with actions happening at the moment. So if I say, I'm taking an intensive English course, that means right now, at this moment, the course is currently in progress. But if I say, I'm taking an intensive English course next month, now I'm telling you that it's in the future. Use it now. Write or say 3 sentences about plans or arrangements you have for the upcoming months. Try to make 1 sentence using going to, 1 sentence using the present continuous, and 1 sentence using the future continuous. Situation number 4. For decisions in the moment, promises, and offers, use will. For example, would you like coffee or tea? I'll have coffee. So one of the most common decisions made in the moment is when ordering at a restaurant. We'll say things like, I will have the salmon with a side order of vegetables. I'll have a small coffee. I'll take the blue t-shirt. And we also use will when you are offering to help someone or making a promise. For example, I'll help you with your homework. We'll give you a ride to the train station. I'll call you at 5 o'clock. I'll always love you. Let's put it into practice. Imagine that your best friend is very sick and she can't leave the house. Write or say a couple things that you can do to help her, like I'll cook you dinner, I'll pick your kids up from school, etc. Future situation number 5. For scheduled events, use the present simple. So scheduled events are things like transportation schedules, flights, trains, etc. Our flight leaves at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Conferences and events, meetings, lectures, and classes. The conference starts next Thursday. And things that operate on a regular schedule, like banks or stores opening and closing. The supermarket closes in 15 minutes. So scheduled events are a little bit different from plans and arrangements because in general, scheduled events are things we have no control over. And finally, future situation number 6 are actions that will be completed before a specific time in the future. In this case, we use the future perfect. Here's an example. Imagine that right now it is 12 o'clock p.m. I will leave work at 5 o'clock p.m. And before I leave work, I am definitely going to finish a project. So I can say, by 5 p.m., I will have finished the project. Or, by the time I leave work, I will have finished the project. The future perfect is typically used with by and by the time. Try using it now. What's one thing you will have done by this date next year? Again, it will be finished before this date next year. By this time next year, I will have written a book, or I will have lost 10 pounds, for example. Let's do a quick review. For predictions, use will or won't or going to. For intentions, use going to. For plans and arrangements, you could use going to, present continuous, or future continuous. For decisions in the moment, promises and offers, use will. For scheduled events that you have no control over, use the present simple. And for things that will be completed before a future time, use the future perfect. Let me know if you have any questions about future tenses in English, and make sure to download the free PDF guide to this lesson by clicking on the link in the video description. I'd also love to help you even more inside my Advanced English Grammar course, where we go in detail into lots of important grammar topics. And there are lots of opportunities to put it into practice like we did today, so you can speak and write with good grammar. Join Advanced English Grammar at my website, espressoenglish.net.
If you want more great English lessons, visit espressoenglish.net, where you can sign up by email to receive a free ebook with 500 plus real English phrases. You'll also find online courses to help you improve your English fast, even if you don't have much time to study. Keep practicing your English, and I hope you have a wonderful day.